The market is green and the crypto coins are exploding. Retail is gradually coming back. Bitcoin is not reacting as much to negative news anymore. In other words, bull market. In this video, another new crypto journal where we will look at the past week, the current state of affairs, and the upcoming week so you are fully prepared. Hey great, it's awesome that you're watching another new video. In this video, it's the new crypto journal. We do this every week on Monday evenings in collaboration with Crypto Dries. Do you think that's cool? Like the video and comment below this video. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe to this channel. Even if you're not new and are watching one of my videos again, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Then you won't miss these kinds of crypto videos with news, analyses, and everything you want to know. And if you do these three things, so like, comment, and subscribe, then you can win 100 USDT just like this person. Congratulations, send your TRC20 address to corneet.corneymachant.nl and then you will receive this from me. Additionally, I have already mentioned that it is in collaboration with Crypto Dries. You can follow him on Instagram if you would like at Crypto Dries. And if you're on Instagram anyway, at corneymachant, you can also give me a follow. And also for Twitter, all the links are in the description. Alright, let's start with the beginning, and that is briefly with the community. I simply provide free signals from time to time. We have a community that you can join for free. You can find a link in the description. But free signals are also, as you can see here on the side. Here is the Popcat signal from November 16th, and here you can see all the results. You see here tanks corn, and here is another tank stopper. Tens to even hundreds of %. What you can grab for free if you're not in the community yet, so join the community. Free via the link in the description, and then we'll see you there. Then, we start with Bitcoin in the news. And of course, let's look at the chart, because it looks quite good for Bitcoin. Rise after rise, pattern after pattern, price action after price action. It's all playing out. And what you see happening now is this ascending triangle. I briefly shared it on Instagram this morning, but what you have is, you have resistance here. You have one fake out that was above here, where I initially had the resistance. But you see that the resistance is around 91,600, with then here low, and higher low, so you keep making higher lows. The price keeps hitting the same resistance, so we are getting closer together. So the price is compressing here at the moment. This means that a quick and sharp breakout upwards is likely to occur in this case. You see that we have already broken above that resistance. We have one important point left, which is 92,800. You see that we are now building support on what was previously the resistance, so it looks good. And if we calculate the target from this, we end up at $100,000. So depending on how the market goes this week, we could even see that $100,000 this week. In a bull market, believe me, nothing will surprise you. Now let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. It is at extreme greed at 83. And then, looking at the chart, you see that it is almost at one of its highest points ever. What you saw here in the previous bull market in 2020-2021, what worries me a little is that the fear and greed is already so high. Because when it is this high, you often see that we get a sharp decline. A pullback occurs where people briefly lose hope. The spring returns to the market, everything gets reset, and then we can continue again. And I think that is quite possible, maybe even at $100,000. Because what you need to remember is that even in a bull market, we get pullbacks. Sometimes at certain points when we have had very long green months, green weeks, and significant increases, then you see a decline of 20 to 30%. It can very well happen in the bull, which means if you rise to that $100,000 in the coming weeks, maybe this week, next week, the week after, and there probably many people will sell 100,000, a nice, very psychological number. Everyone is looking at that $60,000 or 69,000 from the previous all-time high. Everyone is currently in profit with Bitcoin, so that means there will probably be a lot of profit taking, which means if you get a 20% pullback, you might go back to that $79,000. You might think I'm crazy now, especially people who have never experienced a bull market, but believe me, this happens. Therefore, make sure you always have your risk management in place. If you trade futures, set your stop losses, because you will really blow up your account if you don't. Because you are in that euphoric phase, everything is going up and you just let everything run. And I see that happening without stop losses. And then you simply end up losing. So make sure you have that in place at least. Then let's continue with the top gainers of the past period. In other words, the last week, well, that's obviously peanut. We've all seen that it has gone up tremendously. And besides that, we actually have a lot of meme coins again. Bonk, PEPE, Floki, Dogecoin, Goat. And I don't think it's over with those memes yet, because if we quickly take a look at the memes I have ready here, One is Popcat, in which I am already in a trade. I think it can rise significantly. Furthermore, we have PEPE, which I believe can still make a significant increase. Dogecoin, the same story. So for those meme coins, this still looks good in my opinion. Then Bitcoin ETFs. We had a very good week with billions in inflow, and then in the last 2 days we had some outflows. But the positive thing about this is that you haven't seen it in the market. So you haven't seen that almost? Well, okay, that's an exaggeration. Almost 800 million has actually flowed out of the ETFs. You haven't seen that. Reflected. So that's positive. And often you see in a bull market that Bitcoin reacts well to positive news and hardly reacts or only slightly to negative news. And then we also have the Ethereum ETFs, which have also seen a small outflow compared to the days before. So it looks very good. Google Trends, the blue line is Bitcoin, the red line is crypto. You can see that it is also going up significantly. So retail interest is growing. People are searching en masse. Bitcoin and crypto, but it can still go a lot higher. And we will probably see that in the coming period. But that combination with that fair and greed, yes, worries me a little. Because what you see here, this was in 2022, we had a peak and then a significant drop. That simply means that there has been a large decline. Then BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF joins the top 1% of ETFs by size, hits 40 billion milestone in record time. So BlackRock's ETF is among the top 1% of the largest ETFs in the world with 40 billion in record that they have brought in. That is of course insane with the volume that has flowed through. MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 2 billion in Bitcoin and now has a total of 23 billion in Bitcoin value. That's bizarre. Goldman and Sachs, who were initially completely against crypto and said it was all bad and a scam, now have 10 million in value in Bitcoin ETFs. So that's nice to see. If you can't beat them, join them. Top assets in the market, Bitcoin continues to climb that list. Now at 1.8 trillion. And then it is actually very close to Alphabet or Google. And I think that in this bull market, Bitcoin can rise to the number 2 spot. Doubling Bitcoin from the current point is, I think, the target for Bitcoin. We can probably achieve even more, but I prefer to get out a bit earlier than too late. So Bitcoin is climbing that list now, and that looks good. Of course, spot Bitcoin ETF options are one step closer to coming alive. This means more availability for people who want to trade options on Bitcoin in this case. More interest in Bitcoin, more attention to Bitcoin, that's always good. Furthermore, don't you have a good exchange? Are you looking for a good exchange where in no time, you can have an account literally in 1 minute because you don't have KYC, so you don't have to upload your passport, nothing to do. You can create an account at BLOFIN via the link in the description. We are currently participating in the war of wills. We are in 13th place out of more than 450 teams participating worldwide. So we are going really strong. If you want to join, grab the USDT price bonus. You can do that. And I also have a 10% cashback arranged for you. So if you deposit 1,000 in your futures account, you get 100 back. If you deposit 5,000, you get 500 back. Extra that you can use for trades. Link in the description. Then moving on to general crypto news. In other words, very nice Gary Gensler is likely to resign or be fired. He at least gave a speech in which he said that he is proud to have served. So he has been proud. Well, you probably say that you were proud to serve at the SEC. You probably say that when you are about to stop or when you know you are going to be fired. Trump has a next successor. A pro-crypto candidate is for the SEC, so that looks very good as well. That will give an extra boost to the market. At the moment when we have a completely negative SEC towards crypto, we suddenly get a positive SEC. We are getting a positive government in America. Pro-crypto, so that all looks very good, and that will give that extra boost to the market. Powell has said from the Federal Reserve that it is not necessary to push through more interest rate cuts very quickly. But still, the market expects a 0.25% cut in December. Whether it happens or not doesn't matter that much. The bull market has started. We have had those interest rate cuts, and everything in America now looks very good. So whether it happens or not isn't that bad. And in 2025, fewer are expected. But of course, every interest rate cut is one that would be positive. And if it doesn't happen, then you won't see much reflected in the market. Unless, suddenly, the interest rate is raised again, that would be negative, but that is not expected at all. Furthermore, we have 18 states in America. They have filed a lawsuit against the SEC and Gary Gensler about the policy they have implemented against crypto in recent times, which was of course extremely hostile. So I am very curious about how that will turn out. Institutional investors are really committing to crypto for the long term now, and there are enough of them. We are almost at $100,000, and institutions are now coming in to commit to crypto, which is really a reverse world but incredibly beautiful. Please look at real-world asset tokens. Research what good coins are in that sector. Start with Ondo, and then look at lower market cap coins. But real-world assets are likely one of the next trends and sectors in the crypto market that will really explode. We have, of course, had memes, and they will continue to do well. Real assets are coming, AI coins are coming, and perhaps a gaming sector that will explode as well. Furthermore, the UK, Great Britain wants to improve or clarify regulations, at least within the UK itself, because they are trying or want to try to prevent all companies from moving to America because everything is so good there. And to keep those companies, but England is lagging compared to the EU because they are already getting the MiFID rules. Those will come into effect in January 2025, and the UK is only now investigating and working on those rules. So they are quite late, but in any case, that is certainly positive for the crypto world that the UK is now working on clear crypto regulations, that the EU has that, and that America will literally be leading soon. Another interesting statistic is that a lot of USDT is coming to the market. This often means that when USDT liquidity becomes extremely high, the market will also continue to rise because you notice and see that a lot of money is coming into USDT. This will flow into the market in the form of buying crypto. So that is a bullish indicator. Furthermore, a bit about altcoins. We have here YXRP, long-awaited 7-year breakout. I have mentioned that earlier. XRP took an incredibly long time before it finally broke out. What I also indicated, and that was, I believe, in this chart. If you had sold XRP here in 2018 at 120, then you would still be at a loss now, still. So it really took 7 years. Before you can sell at break even or with profit, if you bought in during the past period, and that is actually bizarre, but in any case, what is the reason for this? Well, I explained that in the video about XRP. Take a look at it, but just very briefly. We have, of course, the SEC and Gary Gensler waging war against XRP lawsuit. Well, Gary Gensler is leaving, and the SEC is getting a pro-crypto chairman. So yes, 1 + 1 = 2. They all expected that the lawsuit would proceed quickly, that XRP would win, or at least that it would be over. Furthermore, that Brett Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, would help with regulation in America. All very bullish, of course, also for XRP. So that's why you see that big increase. Furthermore, we have SUI, one that many of you have probably heard of. Investment goat from Agishu's new SUI ETN. That is a kind of ETF in Europe, actually, for SUI, because they expect that SUI will perform extremely well, a platform with a lot of potential. And you see that SUI is also doing very well, so that is certainly a bullish factor for SUI. Then we have BlackRock with its Builder platform. Initially working with Ondo, which is now expanding, to Aptos, Optimism, Avex, Polygon, and Arbitrum. So those are also changes, in my opinion, to keep an eye on. I am already a fan of Optimism and Arbitrum, and I haven't really looked at Polygon for a while. Furthermore, Memecoins returns were 6 times higher than the crypto market average over the past 30 days. In other words, Memecoins were your best play in the past period, as we have mentioned many times, and I think you are still in a good position with Memecoins at the moment. However, this could change at some point in the market, of course, so keep an eye on that. And don't just focus solely on Memecoins, but look ahead, where you will go next, or maybe try to scale up with profits. For example, to the New World asset coins, Bonk has overtaken WIF as the largest Memecoin on Solana, so it's doing incredibly well. Why? They have indicated they will burn 1 trillion tokens by Christmas or before Christmas. This creates scarcity, which causes the price per token to rise. Then, a small piece of outlook, actually not so interesting this week, an employment claims report, something to keep an eye on if it deviates significantly from what is expected. Then this could have a small effect on the market, but I don't think it will do much beyond that. Other than that, not much special. In terms of token unlocks, there isn't really anything either. Token unlocks from Zeta, which is quite significant. That's 39 million out of 377 million. Other than that, we have nothing special. Here, some pressure on the market could arise. In short, everything looks good again. I hope you enjoyed this video from the news. Again, that you know where you stand now and what is to come if that is the case. Give this video a like, I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with friends and family, and then I'll see you again in the next one. Adios.